Hello family, and welcome back to the Ebony Odyssey. My name is Jermaine Golong, and I am a servant of the Most High God. I appreciate you for coming along, and as always, enjoy the journey. Today is a real talk episode, and I'm sorry I chose to do this outside just to give up a little change of scenery. So you may hear a little bit more wind, you may hear a little more background noise, but I'll try to keep it to a minimum and be short and quick on this. Now, I've been reading lately, and I'm reading out of the book of Yasher. Yasher is one of the apocryphic texts in the Bible, and this is not necessarily canon. They have canon scriptures, which we have our standard Bible, and we have, I guess, non-canon scriptures would include these apocryphic texts. So I read these to get more of a background per se for the stories that I would read in the Bible. And so for the events that happen, it gives definitely a lot more detail. And so now I'm in the book of Yasher, and I'm around, well, for this particular part, I can't pinpoint the exact scripture, but I'll try to put it in a little pop-up box on here, right? And so pretty much I'm reading about the time of Noah and the time where he was ushering in the animals into the ark 2 by 2, and it goes to how they were supposed to come in, and it points out some peculiar type ways for one particular animal, and so let me get into it. So the animals that was coming into the ark 2 by 2, and sorry if the wind may be making this a little bit more louder than it should be. So it was the lion, the lioness, and the cubs. Now, I guess the mother and father cub was taking the baby cubs up there to the ark, and the Lord had already told Noah to accept those that were bowing. So maybe it was tons of animals that was coming to the ark, but only God had put it on those animals' hearts to bow and to show that they would be servants of Noah, that they would be submissive to Noah, right? And so with this being said, the lions came up and God 2 by 2. So of course they were going to take the cubs, and the cubs came up and they bowed as instructed by God. And also the mother, the lioness, tried to bow. And the cubs actually attacked the mother when she bowed, because she was not supposed to be bowing. The cubs knew their mission, but the mother was trying to actually, receive what the children were receiving, which is that grace that God had given to them to be the two on the ark. So the cubs attacked the mother, and Noah notes this. It's like this was very peculiar. And then after attacking her, the lioness went back but stood in the lion's position, the male lion's position. And Noah notes this as well. And I'm bringing this to the head because we have a lot of things going on nowadays, right? And I'm so fortunate, to have my wife. But we always have our conversations because, I'm not my kids' friends at all. Like, I love my kids to death, but I'm very hard on them because I need them to understand the seriousness in which this world, operates. I'm not trying to take away from their childhood, but I always wanted them to be aware. Especially in America, I wanted them to be aware of their surroundings. I wanted them to be aware of, the people that they're hanging out with, because, these things These things are precious. My children are precious to me. I never wanted them to be in any type of danger. I never wanted them to be in a situation, or I never tried to put them in a situation where they could potentially be hurt, killed, or abused, or any type of thing like that. And so I don't want to digress, but I want to get back to this point that you see this female lioness trying to receive the grace, trying to be in their kid's place. And I say this because we have a lot of young ladies who are having children, who want to be friends with their kids, who want to hang out with their kids, who want to be in the place with them, who want to receive the same grace and blessings as them, because when our kids is young, right, what are we doing? We're buying them gifts. We're doing all these things for them. We're giving them money because, hey, we want our children to be happy. We want our children to grow. And, I see a lot of people nowadays, like, they're still acting like children to a sense that, hey, send me money on my birthday. People never used to ask for anything on their birthday. It was just a blessing to receive something. And once you got of a certain age, you didn't receive anything anymore, unless you were throwing a party and somebody got you a gift just because. But, nowadays, all you see is hit my cash out, right? Times have surely changed. And I want to point out the other point, where not only was the lioness trying to receive the grace and blessings of the children, she went back to get into the main position of the head lion, which is, the father. And, we have a lot of that nowadays as well, as mothers trying to play that role of father. And great, it's 100 different caveats for why the men aren't there. But the role of father is for father. The role of mother is for mother. And the role of children is to watch and figure out how to move as a young man, as a young woman. And seeing the lioness go back into the father's position shows how out of order that time was, where the animals was even trying to rebel because of the wickedness that was going on. And so as the animals are rebelling, and as these things are happening, we see this today. We see how things are out of order. We see how things are not the way they should be. And so for us, we have to really take into account, we are in the same times as them. Wickedness runs rampant. People are out of order. Things are out of place. Everyone is out of position. It is the Most High. It is the man. It is the woman. It is the children. This is how the order goes. People may hate it. You may not like it. But it is what it is. And, just reading this story, this is the things that come to mind. How far we have come from the order that God has instructed us to be. And I know this story has nothing to do with men and women because it was talking about animals on the ark, but this is what I gained from it. The order has been disturbed. That's why God destroyed the world with the flood. Our order is definitely out of whack now. What's next? We know fire is next. You can look around and you can see that things are not in order. Men behaving as women, women behaving as men, and women trying to be friends with their children or receive the grace, the blessings, and the gifts that children would receive. We're grown now, and we have to make those decisions. But hey, who am I, right? I'm just a young man who has taken his family to Africa, and I am enjoying the journey. Guys, I appreciate you for listening. And as always, enjoy the journey.